Hi, I'm Ryan from Kamloops, British Columbia, and this is Ryan from Kamloops. Welcome to episode 21 of Ryan from Kamloops. Thanks to everyone that continues to like, comment, and share the episodes. Please keep hitting that share button. This show spreads positivity old school style. Word of mouth. Be a friend, tell a friend. Thanks again to viewer Alexandra A., who's back again this week with another great photograph of Kamloops for my background picture. Please send me your pictures for future episodes. You could also get me a hat or a shirt like I had on last week from Kamloops Powder Coatings. Thanks again to them for that. I want to help nonprofits, small businesses, or charitable organizations get the positive word out on what you're up to in your smaller Kamloops communities, as well as help bring the city together through that positivity and get Kamloops back together as one bigger community where we can all work together to see amazing things happen here in town. Hashtag SpoolMac 2026. Let me know in the comments if you're interested in helping in any way. Alright, let's get the show on the road. I was down at the Pride Parade last Sunday and had a really nice Father's Day with my family downtown. I bumped into my old friend Lori, who handed me this flyer and said I should come to her event. I said, how about you come on my show first and you tell Kamloops all about it? She said sure, but only if she could bring her friend Shar, who's helping organize it. Sounds good to me. Here they are, Lori and Shar from Kamloops.
That's what we're looking for.
Thanks, Ryan. I'm here with Shar and Lori here to talk to us about the Stonewall Dance happening this Saturday night at the Curling Club downtown. Shar, you're going to give us a brief history of what Stonewall is.
Stonewall is the birthplace of the gay movement. Back in June 28th, 1969, at the Stonewall Pub in New York City. It was a place where there was many raids by the police, and that night, we fought back. It was a day where they tell you about the drag queens chasing the police down the road, and there was a rebellion that lasted 6 weeks.
Days.
And
6 days.
Sorry, 6 days. Sorry,
6 weeks
6
would
days.
be a lot.
That would be a lot. But no, it was only 6 days, but it opened the world's eyes and started the whole gay movement.
We like that. 6 days was enough. Thank goodness, right? And I think that's really great. And like, it opened up doors for more inclusivity, more togetherness, and maybe Laura, you can touch on that. Of why do we think it's important for Kamloops?
Just to get people aware that the LGBT community is a huge family community. It's all inclusive. Like we know everyone from that alphabet, and we know kids coming up that are unsure of what they're doing, who they are. We're a community that is very inclusive. We just want everybody to be themselves and fit in somewhere.
I
feel
absolutely
like they fit
love
in
that.
somewhere.
That's really the big message, I think, of Ryan from Kamloops, is bringing everyone together, that community, that sense of belonging, I think is what you can go find if you head down to the Stonewall Dance this Saturday night, June 28th, on the 50th anniversary? 56th anniversary. So this should be pretty fun. We can get tickets online.
Kamloops Live box office, $15 and $20 at the door. It is a 19+ event.
That's fair enough. We'll have some adult fun.
Yes.
Saturday night. Hopefully we'll see you all there. I'm going to try to make it out.
Yes.
And you should. For now, we're going to send it back to Ryan. Thanks so much for coming.
Thank you,
Thank
Ryan.
you.
Thanks so much to my old friend Lori for coming on the show and bringing Shar along for the ride too. I always love meeting new people. It was really nice bumping into you and catching up a little bit. I hope to see you all this Saturday night at the Stonewall Dance downtown at the Curling Club. Get your tickets online at Kamloops Live box office for $15 or $20 at the door. Alright, she was sick last week but has bounced back better than ever. It was also Jess's birthday last week, so I brought a surprise guest to help her out. Here to tell you all about what else is going on around Kamloops is our good friend Jess from the House of Misfit in her segment of the show that is now officially called Shows and Such with Jess. And this week, with Dre.
Okay. Thanks, Ryan. Hey, everyone. It's Jess from House of Misfit here with
Dre from Loud Content.
And we are here to talk to you about Shows and Such, our new segment that's not so new with Ryan from Kamloops.
So to start off, we have Jesse's birthday beatdown on June 25th. That's going to be with Torsion, Augur, and Creature at the Bridgeview Theater. $15 or pay what you can. So if you got some spare change in your pocket and want to come see some sweet live music, come on out.
And then on Thursday, the 26th, at House of Misfit, we have the Fuzz Club Cabaret with Beholding, Preta, and This Gilded Age. Doors are at 6, and it's $15 with limited capacity.
And then I have another one on June 28th. That is Deserted, Torsion, Storm the Empire, and they are at Bridgeview Theater as well. That is $15 for advance tickets, which I believe you can still get, and then $20 at the door.
And then also on the 28th, the Doobie Brothers Experience at Sagebrush Theater. Doors are at 7:30 from that one. And then also all weekend from Friday the 27th till Sunday the 29th, it is the Kamloops Tattoo Show.
And there's going to be lots of bands playing that. We got A Case in Point, we got Trashed Ambulance, Gregorius, The Fomites, Caustic, Creature, Kelly Spencer, and the legendary Dwayne Regretsky.
Lots going on this summer and this week in Kamloops, so be sure to check out some of the events happening in town. That's all we got. Back to you, Ryan.
Thanks, Jess. Thanks, Dre. Hey, everyone. Head over to the House of Misfit and say hi to Jess for me, and let her know about an event that you'd like featured on Shows and Such with Jess in the future. And go follow Loud Content on Instagram to stay up to date on all the cool shows that Dre helps put on here in Kamloops. Speaking of segments on my show, I've got a brand new one for you today. My son Cooper wanted to get involved with the show a bit more, and after some brainstorming with my YouTube partner Chris, we came up with something I think is pretty cool. You guys may have also noticed that I've been using this here sweet new microphone lately. Well, you can thank Ben from Bowl and Bun for this. He's been super supportive of the show and wanted to help out. Thanks, Ben, for this amazing gift. You will be the official sponsor of the new segment with Cooper going forward. Head over to 5 Bean on the North Shore and get a bowl and bun from my buddy Ben. Okay, the segment is called Coop on a Stoop. First off, it rhymes. So right off the bat, we knew we had something. But then I actually Googled the word stoop, and it really fit in with the idea of Ryan from Kamloops and wanting to bring the community together. This is off Wikipedia, so forgive me for that, but I like this. Traditionally, in North American cities, the stoop served an important function as a spot for brief, incidental social encounters. It goes on to say, stoop conversations help to disseminate gossip and affirm casual relationships. Well, we were at the Pride Parade, as I mentioned, and my good buddy Greg from Pizza Pie said that we could set up the very first stoop there, as we knew there'd be lots of positive people around for the show. Without further ado, from in front of Pizza Pie downtown, here's Coop on a Stoop, presented by Bowl and Bun.
Hi, I'm Coop from Kamloops. I am at the Pride Parade, and this is Coop on a Stoop. Hello, I am Cooper, and I am here with
Shayla and Willow.
Greg. Mike O'Reilly, Kamloops City Councilor.
Norm.
Well, Norm, do you have anything positive to say about Kamloops today?
There are so many positive things about Kamloops, but I'd say it's the friendliness, the people, and just the enjoyment of living in this beautiful area.
You know what? I've got a lot to say, but really, one of the most positive and best things about Kamloops are the people. And the people, it doesn't matter what neighborhood you go to, what sport you play, what instrument you play, but they make up the social fabric and the community that is Kamloops, and I love it.
Well, Shayla, do you have anything positive to say about Kamloops today?
It's beautiful and sunny. That's what we love to see, and it's great seeing so many happy people out today at the Pride Parade.
Kamloops came out for Kamloops Pride today, and just the amount of love and inclusivity that everyone has showed here for the LGBTQ community is just very great to see.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm going to thank you for being on my show. I'm going to thank you for being on this show, and I'm going to send it back to you, Ryan. Well, I agree with that, Mike, and thanks for being on my segment, and I'm going to send it right back to you, Ryan. And thanks for coming on the show, and I'm going to send it right back to you, Ryan. I'm going to send it right back to you, Ryan.
Thank you to Cooper. Great first coop on a stoop. Thanks again to Greg from Pizza Pie and Ben, of course, from Bowl and Bun inside 5 Bean on the North Shore, as well as Shayla, Willow, Norm, Mike, and Greg for being positive Kamloopsians and being on Coop's first segment. Keep an eye out for Coop on a Stoop and have your positive thing ready to say about Kamloops. Remember, it may take a bit of effort, but most positive things do. All right, before we go today, we have to do this week's Top 5. My friend Michelle not only gave me the shirt from Kamloops Powder Coatings last week, thanks again Michelle, but she also gave me a topic for this week's Top 5. It's my Top 5 downtown Kamloops murals. There's way more than 5, so this might have to be a 2 or even a 3-parter because it was really too hard to choose. I recommend everyone checking out tourismkamloops.com for a full list of all the murals as well as links there for a guided tour. I think I may just do that once I'm able to walk around for longer periods of time. Then I can put on a full list of my favorites together for a future episode. I just went down and cruised some alleys, and so apologies for the picture quality today. Here we go. Number 5. This big, beautiful bear. I just love the colors. Number 4. The Sax Man by the Trash Cans. It tells a story to me. Number 3. Winky Face Guy. I feel like this guy is saying everything's gonna be okay. You know what I mean? Number 2, this Buddha wall. I bumped into a CAP team member while I was driving around and I asked if they had a favorite. This was it, and I like it too, but not quite as much as my number 1 downtown Kamloops mural so far, this bearded guy with his dog. It reminded me of Archie and me, only maybe a little bit more in the future. Okay, that's it for this week's Top 5. Please send me your ideas for future Top 5s in the comments. My thanks again to Michelle for today's. And that's also going to be the end of this week's episode. My huge thanks to all of the amazing Kamloopsians that helped make the show this week. Lori, Shar, go check out the Stonewall Dance this Saturday night. Jess from the House of Misfit, Dre from Loud Content, Ben from Bowl and Bun, Greg from Pizza Pie, Shayla and Willow, Mike, Norm, Greg, and Cooper. Another week of effort for me equaled a whole lot of fun and positivity for myself and my son this past weekend. I encourage you all to give it your best this week in whatever it is that you're doing. Your effort will pay off too. Get out and get involved with that local community that you've been thinking about for a while now. Go to a concert, go to the farmer's market, join a team, volunteer. Whatever it is you want to do, take that first step and do it this week. And if you're still listening, tell me about that thing and tell me what your first step is going to be in the comments. Let's get some conversations going and make SpoolMac 2026 a reality too. I'll see you back here next week for episode 22. Until then, look for the positivity in your life. Knowledge is power. Kids are the future. Bye, everyone.